Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to Our Issues Birmingham. Today's guests are Paige Bagby and Kathy Boswell. We're having the World Police and Fire Games 2025 right here in Birmingham, Alabama. And they are part of the event in a big way. And they're going to help us understand what's actually coming to town. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you got to be involved in what you're doing.
Yeah, so this is a big event for Birmingham. The World Police and Fire Games is a biennial event, so it happens
means every 2 years.
Every 2 years, somewhere in the world. It's been in Chengdu, China. It's been in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. It was most recently in Winnipeg in Canada. And in 2020, Birmingham won the bid for the games, beating out Lisbon, Portugal. So we have...
That's pretty good company we're keeping.
Absolutely, it is.
It's a great opportunity for Birmingham to show, again, that we are becoming a destination city for big global events. And so with the World Police and Fire Games, the thing that makes this different is that every competitor is a first responder. So we have about 8,000 competitors from 70 different countries around the world, and they're all coming to Birmingham to compete in these games. And so they are firefighters, they're law enforcement, they're crime scene investigators, peace officers, 911 dispatchers,
criminal defense lawyers. Can I come?
We'll talk about getting
That'll
you
be a
in.
special section.
We'll have a special section for you in 2027.
I can do bocce ball.
Then you can do cornhole.
Oh, no, I don't know. No, I'm not going there. I used to do skee ball. It's very similar.
Yeah, we should bring that in the games next time.
Well, the amazing thing to me about this event is that the individuals that participate in this event carry their own load. I mean, they want to be here and participate against one another.
Absolutely.
So this event started in 1985. The first one was in San Jose, California. This event is run by the California Police Athletic Federation, and it's an event to just bring together first responders from everywhere in the spirit of camaraderie, in the spirit of public service and safety, and professional development for those who are in the field. These are the folks who keep our communities safe. And so they have definitely, that brotherhood and bond and sisterhood. So, the Federation brings them together from around the world to learn from each other and to just celebrate with each other.
So it fills up hotels.
Absolutely.
And bars and restaurants.
Absolutely.
Big
time.
And hopefully the arenas where the events take place, which I am curious about. So we had the World Games here, and some thought it was a success. Some thought it was not. I thought it was a success for the simple reason that it brought a lot of attention to Birmingham, period. That in and of itself, to me, is warranting some sort of congratulatory acknowledgement. That event took place all over the city. Do these events take place all over the city?
And
the actual competition.
And I really want to speak to that. So first of all, I want to say thank you for saying that, because I was a part of the World Games team, and I was the executive vice president for community and volunteer engagement for those games. And so I just really want to tell you thank you, because I think some things overshadowed it, and probably around the financial part. But one of the things is behind the scenes, there were so many individuals that just put heads down, and gave their all, sacrificed a whole lot. And it really was a success. It just wasn't perfect. And that's the thing with
sort of like life.
Exactly. And it's just the way that things are. But when you really look at it in the greater scheme of things, it was a huge success, and it really put Birmingham and the state of Alabama on a national stage that really opened up to allow people to see we could do it, that it is a place to bring large multi-sport events to. and that the city will be there to really execute it. But more so, the people will be there. People came out from all over the place, even when they had to buy tickets. People showed up. Over 7,000 people volunteered. So when you talk about how impactful, and with these games, with the World Police and Fire Games, there are no tickets. So people, every event is free. The athletes versus with the World Games, whereas we had to house the athletes and different things, these are individuals paying their way. So they're going to fill up the hotels, eat at the restaurants, like you just said earlier. Many of them bring their families, but they come, and this sense of camaraderie and even the atmosphere of this, it's not a sanctioned sporting event. So people don't qualify. They simply pick a lot of sports to be a part of.
And what do they get in return?
Well, they get medals. So
They do?
there are over like about 600 medaling ceremonies, but there's 65 sports that are going to be featured. And all of those athletes have an opportunity to win gold, silver, and bronze medals. And it's powerful. And people get to win. People get to celebrate. But one of the best things about these athletes is that, like Paige said, they are first responders. But it's about people, even if they are active or retired, they can participate. So you have people who've made up teams that are retired and maybe active from various departments that are coming together to compete together.
And reserve and
Yes.
volunteer.
Yeah.
And I would think amongst that community of first responders, they are in dialogue with one another leading up to this event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that's sort of like lawyers getting ready for trial. We start to talk the closer the date comes.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little quick break
Okay.
and talk about some other things. So don't leave me, all right? I need
Promise.
both of
Okay.
you.
Okay.
This is Our Issues Birmingham. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Our Issues Birmingham. We're talking about the World Police and Fire Games
Yeah.
2025. And I am curious to know where the events are going to be taking place. I mean, we have like a tug of war and you mentioned cornhole. I mean, you don't go to Protective Stadium to watch
Right.
that event.
Well,
so where do people go?
Yeah, so we are going to be spanned across central Alabama. So it's at Oak Mountain State Park for open water swim and for, orienteering. It's going to be at the Talladega Super Speedway for the cycling event. It's going to be downtown in front of City Hall on the 4th of July to watch Muster, which is a firefighter specific competition where they pull out the hoses and they connect them, and it's just really intense
Getting
and
ready.
competitive, and they're shouting at each other.
Yeah.
So
Is it head-to-head competition or is it
Yes.
more than two at a time?
Yeah, for that, it's a team. And so it's
Okay.
very, very interesting. And like Paige was saying, you have a lot of the mat sports like jiu-jitsu and karate that's going to be played at the Boswell. You have billiards that's going to be played at Papa G's. You have flag football that'll be featured in Hoover. You have soccer that'll be featured over in Sacred Hollow, or the Shack as they call it, in Vestavia. And then you also have across, like in Bessemer, you have like at the Bent Brook, the golf course, and even over in Inverness, they're going to be playing golf. You have George Ward Park that's actually engaged for the disc golf. So it spans all the way across, and that's what makes this event this time so regional, is because it involves many of the municipalities of the greater Birmingham area. So Alabama really gets a great exposure to community, to the very uniqueness of our state, as well as the uniqueness of the greater Birmingham footprint.
Well, it sounds like a very family-oriented
Extremely.
event.
Yeah.
That kids are welcome and they can come and have fun with their folks. And,
FREE, free.
yeah.
yeah, who doesn't want to go out and
Right.
see
Or you can spend
Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Right.
competitions
Right,
for
right.
free.
Or you can spend $300 for 4 people to go to see the Braves.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
right. But this is, and so,
Here.
and you know some timing, but that's a good point. I had a chance to go to Winnipeg and to observe the games there. And what happened is many of these athletes, they bring their families. This is their vacation time. So they come with their kids and their spouses, significant others. And so it's really beautiful. So for us in the city, I just encourage all of us, come out. You can bring your lawn chairs and spaces of places that are outside, but it's free, and I tell you, it's worth being able to plan a day around all the sports. There'll be enough to see.
So aside from this show and other shows I've seen that you've done, how are people going to find out where to be when?
Okay.
Well, we are working closely with the city of Birmingham, with the Greater Birmingham Convention Bureau and Visitors Bureau, and with the airport,
Yeah,
with the city of Hoover. Did I already say that? I
Nope,
can't
not
remember.
yet.
We're going to give you a good welcome at the airport.
Yes.
We
Yes.
talked.
They have
I'm on the airport
amazing,
authority.
Right.
Yes, they have
So
amazing
we talked about
signage.
yes.
And so you're going to start seeing signage around town. You know, we would, if anyone wants to sponsor signage, we can do
not
some
too late?
It's not
No.
too late. We can customize some creative assets for you to put out, and so that to get the word out, because this is when everyone knows about this, everyone in this state is going to benefit. It's like you said, the hotels. We have about 20,000 hotels reserved, and we're at 75% secured on those hotels. And then
You're talking rooms.
Yes.
rooms.
Yeah.
So we also have,
That's huge.
and we also, you know, with the music and the you know, just all the local businesses to get involved with Proud Host. Kathy will talk more about
Yeah.
that, but you know, this is an opportunity, especially if you have a global market. It's an opportunity for you to present yourself to a global audience just without leaving Birmingham.
And just to clarify something, it's right at about 15 to 20,000 nights is what we're talking about. Nights is what we're actually looking at, because
Well, it's still
it's
tremendously
huge.
large
True,
number.
right. Tremendous impact and big difference from the previous game, because there was a village where they stayed versus utilizing our local hotels. And so it's going to be really great, very different.
And it's right now we have more than 7,000 athletes registered. That's double the number of the athletes who were here for the World Games. So all these.
How does
folks
that compare with Winnipeg, for example?
Actually, we're going to be over what Winnipeg had. So that's a real positive, because that was one of the things that we used as a benchmark. And so we will be a little bit ahead of where they were. So that's great. And because in Winnipeg, the athletes from Alabama, we only had one athlete. So far, those athletes that'll be competing, representing some part across our state, is almost at 500.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
500
great.
Alabama first responders who have registered to compete.
Got some Birmingham folks in there?
Absolutely.
We have a lot of Birmingham
Yeah, we
folks.
do. We do.
I think
Well,
is
they
Chief
should
Moon
bring-
playing basketball.
I haven't.
Oh, we got a basketball?
Oh, absolutely.
So give me a short list, because I know you can't go through them all. Just off the top of your head, you've named some. In 30 seconds, name some of the games that are most bizarre.
Okay. I would have to tell you that, believe it or not, there is a competition, the K9, around bomb detection and narcotics is a competition. You also
So
have
the animals involved.
Yes, the
Yes.
animals are involved.
That's
which is
the one I want to see.
Yeah, which is absolutely amazing. You have wrist wrestling, not just regular, but wrist wrestling, which is very
Do
interesting.
they have thumb wrestling?
You know, I know, hadn't seen that one yet. And you have muster, just like what Paige was talking about. And many of the sports, also the staircase, where you have a fully dressed firefighter having to go up several stairs of staircases, and it's all about speed and being able to do that. So it's a lot of fun.
We'll talk about some more when we come back
Absolutely.
from break. This is Our Issues Birmingham. Don't go away, and don't miss these games. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Our Issues Birmingham. We're learning some fascinating stuff about what's about to happen here in Birmingham. So I have a question. How do you fund something like this?
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
starters, because it costs money to
Yeah.
put this on, I
Yeah,
assume.
it
Are we
does.
using Protective Stadium at all?
No, we're not. We're
Okay.
not using, one of the things about previously doing the games of this magnitude before, you really sort of know maybe what's the best things to do or not. I mean, it's always, you live in and you learn. And so with Protective Stadium, we were able to move. It had been proposed that we do the opening ceremonies there, but because in July we experienced some rain during the previous World Games
Gets a
event.
little steamy.
Exactly. And the whole point is how do you go ahead and prepare for and avoid having to shift something in case of something happening, rain being one of them. And so it was moved into the Legacy Arena. So
Oh, great.
that's the positive thing around that. And then the other sports at the time of when they did the bidding process, all of the other spaces where the sports would need to be competed, the fields of play, as I would say, they were already specified and we didn't have to use the Protective Stadium, which was great because it does save money and cost and eliminates us messing up their field and having to pay for it.
Is a crossplex being used?
Absolutely. That's where you have swim. Volleyball is also going to be played there. So, yeah, we'll definitely be using that complex for sure.
How does the event get funded? Do you
Okay.
have a signature sponsor or?
Multiple. That's the one thing is you mentioned earlier about the World Games. That has been one of the dynamics that may have literally, to be honest, may have impacted some things. But we have huge sponsors that have leaned in to really help us with the games. And
Corporate?
so, absolutely. Let me just tell you, this community, I don't care what anybody says, they have the city's back, they have the state's back about leaning in, but they also use wisdom because they understand that their main function is not to fund events, but they do want to make sure that they support the community in any events that come. So there's not a company that has not said or done something in some way to really kind of lean in and help because they really are good stewards with their funding, but at the same time, they are good advocates for this city and this community.
Oh, yeah.
And so, for example, you have Regions, who is our premier sponsor for the volunteer program. You have members of our board from PNC, for Pepsi. And one of the best things about Inspire is at the table, the CVB. You have Warren Avery. You have, who else am I missing? Brassfield and Gorey. I mean, Alabama Power. I mean, you have people that are involved that are supporting this event. And I think what's beautiful about this too is you have Pepsi and Coke that are both supporting this. So what I'm saying is that people can be different and compete even with their industries, but they love this city. And they love this community. And it's pretty powerful to be able to witness and see. And then you have all of these municipalities, the mayors are involved.
Yeah.
Mayor Woodfin is just all in. And I mean, so much of the city of Birmingham is being used for it. But the mayor of Hoover, Frank Mercado. I mean,
Governor Ivey.
Governor Ivey.
I saw
very big.
a public service thing Governor Ivey did.
That she did, and she did that really well. And I mean, it's just
released it yesterday.
Yeah, and she challenged everyone in the state, to get involved. So my point is, collectively, we do some awesome stuff, and it's really, I think it's just something to be proud of.
Well, you go ahead.
Oh, I just want to add that, and compared to the World Games, the World Police and Fire Games is a third of the budget. And double the number of athletes. So we have more volume of people coming into the city. And it's going to cost less to put on the event. And, what you were saying, Birmingham had to start somewhere with its debut of being a global destination for big multi-day, multi-sport events. And, the World Games paved the way for the World Police and Fire Games to come in and do it right. We now have all the infrastructure that we need. With World Games, they spruced up the city so much.
Right.
And now we get to reap the benefits of those investments.
Again,
Yeah.
another
win.
collateral benefit.
That's
of
exactly
the World
right.
Games.
And it's what I call the residue effect.
That's very well put.
It's at the residue of being able to do it And no one's ever going to do anything perfect. But what we are going to do is give it everything we got. And we will learn from it and we will gain from it, even through the mistakes. And that's one of the things is, as we continue to do this more and more, we're going to learn, get better and better. But through the imperfections, we learn to do it more perfectly. And
Very
that's
well
what we've
put.
done.
You mentioned the region's volunteer team.
Yeah.
Is that akin to what goes on out at Greystone? Is that like the Bruno event team, or I don't know if they're connected or not.
They're
At
not.
one point they were.
No, but this is Regions Bank, who is our volunteer sponsor.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, they go all in when they volunteer for something, and they're backing us up.
They
And
got
their
a
name,
lot of green and white out there.
they are, and they are absolutely wonderful, and we cannot thank them enough. And we are in very extreme need of volunteers still, because 65 sports is going to require a lot of people. And so anyone that's interested in volunteering, we need them to go to bhm2025.com, get involved, volunteers, register to be a volunteer and serve.
So
And you
when
could
they,
be-
so we're going to have something right beneath our faces that has that website as we speak.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So they press volunteer, and do they get to pick and choose, or they just show up and you go, we need you over here?
They'll
And
register, and it's a very unique kind of system. So it's like, be patient, but register. They'll indicate what their availability is. It'll go in, and what they do is look at what they chose, and then they go in and place them, and then they get something back. But it's well worth it, because the credential will also get them into the space called the Athletes Village. This is a
Party.
village that is literally only,
Party
yeah,
town.
it's part-time
Air
entertainment.
conditioning.
Yeah, but it's an outdoor, only open to athletes and volunteers and sponsors. And so they have to have a credential. So by volunteering, you also have access to that area. So,
Great. Fantastic.
yeah.
Volunteer, guys. Get out there and go to that website and press the button. This has been Our Issues Birmingham. Thank you guys for being with
Thank
us.
you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
for watching our show. We'll see you next week.